Welcome, my friends, to another episode of Journal Entry. And this is my time to spend, 10, 15 minutes going over my week and just my thoughts. And maybe I've been trying to make it a little bit more topical. But this one is just, I feel like maybe the big topic is, will I be able to stay consistent and keep journal entry going? One of my favorite podcasts, so shout out to the Cali Brick Click, came to an end, and so it got me thinking, like, am I going to keep this going? Do all good things come to an end? And I would say I'm going to keep going with this. To me, this is slightly different. I don't see like an end game. I've purposely created journal entry as, and if you notice, I don't number them because I feel like they're just kind of the date. They're journal entries, they're a date, they're kind of a snapshot of the previous week, maybe a couple days off, and maybe I'll skip a week here or there due to whatever real life getting in the way. But at the end of the day, I just want to keep these going because they're fun to look back on. I do listen to them myself. I'm like, wow, that was kind of fun. And sometimes you have to take a step back and realize how maybe the cool things, maybe there's some bummer things that happened that last week. Looking back, I think I'm well over, let's see, am I over a year in journal entry? I should probably know this off the top of my head. If I look at the playlists, and I've got it, so this is available. So after you like the video and then you subscribe, go to the playlist. Let's see, how long have I been going? Let's see. Oh wow, I think I'm on the almost the 1 year anniversary. So I started. Oh, this is holy cow! So much for doing my research before starting the episode. But July 18th was the first episode of journal entry, and the topic, and I kind of kept it like topical. And holy cow, look at the difference. So check out my first one. Look at where things are today. I only had one of these, so then I got a second one this fall. I'd love to get a third and a fourth. And then now it looks somewhat the same, but there's some subtle differences. I'm a little bit more organized, although every time I open more sets, I become less organized. So that the lighting, things are very similar. A little bit more experienced now because I've been doing it for a year. And so it's really fun to look at these different topics. I switched up how I put the title. I start with Lego Journal Entry. Let's see, that's what I've been doing. Yeah, I've been saying Lego Journal Entry, and then I put the topic from there. It's kind of what I've been doing, because before I was putting like the whole date and then the topic. I felt like I needed to get the topic a little bit sooner. In fact, I switched it later on to have the title, then journal entry, but I think ultimately it's good to just kind of have these set, like people know that this is essentially like a weekly podcast, video cast, whatever you want to call it, a video journal entry where it's in there. And as I really look back at them, I remember at the end of this year, I looked back and was like, wow, like you really go through quite a bit over the course of a year. So I'm going to keep this going. I don't know if this, if I should do, I shouldn't do seasons. We'll just keep it going. And again, we're officially at 1 year. So congratulations to myself for making it a year. The Cali Brick Click, they made it 2 years, right? Or actually, no, they were going to make it to 3 years. So they were 2.5 years. It came to an end. And what's interesting is I feel like it was just getting really good. I really wish they would have kept it going. But at the same time, it's really hard in life. I think it's easy for me. It's just me. So if I want to end it, I end it, right? But if somebody else, like I'm not reliant on anybody else in this podcast. So if somebody else is like, I'm tired, and then you don't want to shoulder that burden, then that's when those kind of shows and those podcasts kind of fall apart. People do change. I mean, look at how much we go through in the course of a year. You're going to have your ups and downs. I would say this is the time of year post Brickworld Chicago is where I see the most burnout in the Lego community. And I think it's because you want to get outside, you want to do things with friends, you have other hobbies, you have family. There's just so much going on that it's super, super easy to burn out. Now, come September and fall, it's really easy to kind of get things going again because there's bad weather days, especially in the Midwest. You have like winter, and I always call it building season. So you've got football on in the background or whatever that you're doing, and it's just easier to do a lot of building. And it's easy when you're building and you're doing things and you're creating things. Just hit the record button and get going. So that's why it's been hard for me. I mean, if you've noticed, for my regulars, or if you're not a regular and you're not subscribed, I don't know why you're waiting. Don't hold out. That it really does, that post spring break, it's rough, man. I'm telling you, so it's one of the things I probably should have some content like preset, and it's not right after spring break because you make content up to spring break and it's like that second or third week. So like when it gets to be like end of April, May timeframe, I mean, it's rough. And then it gets exciting again during Brickworld Chicago and some of those types of things, all the hype, things like that. It gets a little bit easier again. And then it's just, it's rough for summer. So, all right. So enough of that. Let me know in the comments. Should I keep journal entry going? Do you like journal entry? Are you sad about the Cali Brick Click? But there's plenty of other podcasts out there. I'm sure that Ninja, Claire, and Shy will go off and do some things individually. They'll probably take a little bit of time off. Shy seems very motivated to do a lot of video content. I mean, his level of quality is pretty high level. He's really good. So I could see him doing. I could see him in a couple of years almost going full-time at some point. I feel like he's become so known in the industry, and if he decided to go down that path, he really could. I love his Black Falcon army. Black Falcon Castle is actually one of my favorite themes, and he's just got a gigantic army. It's amazing. There's going to be Castle in the future. What I've got in my head and I've decided is that I'm going to consolidate my Tatooine MOC directly behind me. I want to make that more stackable. So I'm going to be taking apart one of them. I think this side I'm going to take apart. And I'm going to make that more stackable. Then I've got the Darth Vader's Castle of Mustafar. I'm going to be moving that over. So I'll have two spots. That'll free up a plate for me to do some castle building. I do have the blacksmith shop, so I have to build that. I have the 3-in-1 castle. I've got all my old castle, so I'll be probably doing some set building there. I don't know when I'm going to get that going. Maybe in September-ish time frame. Who knows? But I have a lot of Star Wars to get through, and I'd like to kind of get the Tatooine and the Darth Vader's Castle MOC going first, and then I can kind of switch to Castle and some of those. And who knows what else Lego's got in store for us. My buying has got to slow down because it's budgeting is really we're kind of in a budget crunch right now. Just too many, really summer, that's the other thing that hits people, is that summer camps are expensive. You get hit with all sorts of fees and things. It really adds up over time. Last but not least, just kind of going over my week, there's going to be more Star Wars content. You've probably seen, some of the battle packs. Again, shout out to my parents. Those are from my birthday, and that was been a lot of fun. I did my last official dots, not review, because I have another set that I should open and review, but that theme is going away, so I was able to get the rest of the Series 8 extra dots. The good thing was that normally it takes 5 to 6 packs to complete all the printed tiles. So I do have, where do I have them? Oh, here they are. Oops. I've got my bin, but I have every single extra dot series. So if anybody wants to know like which pack to get for what, the colors ultimately from a male perspective were pretty disappointing. Oh man, I'm dropping stuff. Oh. The theme for this last Dot Pack 8 was glitter and shine. So check back at my previous videos for the see if that's better for you. For a little bit more of a close up on each of the parts, but yeah, there really were some interesting parts. I could see some people using this for like castles and different things, or even this could be used for fish scales. That was some really good. These are some interesting parts. Kind of reminded me back of this one where they had some pretty good parts. I forget the actual name of the theme on this one, but I don't know. I really wish if they created like Dot's Rockwork or Dot's forest scenes or Dot's farm or Dot's, they could totally do something where it fits. People want to build and create. I just don't get it that they essentially made it for bracelets or for like, little art projects. I don't get it. Like kids change what you're fighting against what kids want. I would have catered. I think the theme could have lasted if they would have catered to not just kids. And again, you want the kids, grab the kids, but make it so that the mock designers were going gaga over this because there's a certain part in it, and they'll probably get like 3, 4, 5, 6 packs, right? If you've got the kids buying it because the parents are like, oh, this would be great for, a bracelet or great for building or whatever, and then you have the mock designers buying it in mass. It's kind of like the battle pack concept. Like the 501st battle pack, while not even the greatest set, was it has to be one of the highest selling sets Lego's almost ever put out, from a small standpoint, because people just want to build those armies in mass. And it's, if you think about it from a mock designer, if there's a Rockwork pack and you have like a whole layout, you're probably going to buy 20, 30, 40, 50 of those packs. You might wait for a discount, but you're going to buy those 30, 40, 50 packs. They're always going to sell. Versus if it's built for bracelets, and I'm a mock designer and I have no use for any of these printed tiles, I'm going to hard pass, or I'm going to get one of them, right, instead of 10. So I don't know if Lego knows how to do math sometimes, but they should. I'm here for consulting, anytime, but they could easily bring back Dots, and I think they could be mega successful. But I think a lot of people are turned off because of the, you can have a variety of colors, but they're turned off because it's just basically nonstop pastels, which is somewhat of a miss. You can't. I don't understand trying to crack into a niche that's never really gonna stick around. So. The only other thing that I have other than battle packs, Dots, is I did crack into my, speaking of, this is kind of like Dots, right? Cracked into my Lunar VIP add-on pack. Lots of really cool parts, which is really funny that they had these are little beer cups in there. Little turkey, a lot of unique stuff. What I really love about it is that there's gold bars, there's chopsticks, there's all sorts of cool stuff. Hey, you can't go wrong when you're getting dark gray or tan. We got some tan stuff on these forest. I'm kind of giving away the whole set right now, but these dark green chairs, it was a really good pack. It was worth $10. Is it worth $10 for me? Probably not. But I essentially got it as a throw-in for the Blacktron cruiser that came out. So it was pretty awesome. So with that, that is all for this episode. We're going to keep this journal entry going, and I am going to see you next week on the next episode of Journal Entry. Bye for now.